On the left bank of the Ganges, a river famous for being the most polluted in the world, lies an ancient city known by Hindus to be the bridge between life and death. Both the land and water here are believed to be so sacred that over 20,000 people pilgrimage here each year to die. Our travels through India wouldn't be complete without discovering for ourselves why this place is so important. The next few days are going to be full on, but an experience we will not forget. Welcome to Varanasi.
There is our first view of the river Ganges, the Ganga River. Look how many people have gathered to bathe in the Ganges this early in the morning.
Do you actually think they're all going in?
I assume so. That's like the ritual I think they do. We've only been here like 20 seconds on the river and it just feels like somewhere completely different to anywhere else we've been in India.
The best way to see the city this time of the day is from the water. We hopped on a boat that would take us down the infamous Ganges, a river so polluted by human industrial waste that it's confirmed biologically dead. But Hindus believe no matter how dirty the water may seem, it's spiritually clean, and those who bathe in it will have their sins washed away. At all times throughout the day, you will see hundreds of people lining the ghats and entering the water.
The sun has started to rise, and one thing about India is you always get like a beautiful orange ball of fire. It's just amazing. Every sunrise is good.
That boat journey was definitely a really cool experience, but I feel as we walk along, like the ghats and along the river, we're going to actually see more up close what is going on in this city.
I definitely wasn't expecting to see that this morning. There's this guy kind of covered in ash, in powder, but he is completely naked.
Like completely naked?
Completely naked. Saw something I didn't want to see.
So I think these people who are covered in ash are called Sadhus, and apparently they've given up all their material possessions and they want to live in a world of ash. A very different way of life, but that's what you get here in Varanasi.
Maybe it gets worse once you go downstream, but I was expecting the river Ganges to be a lot more dirty. It didn't look as bad as I was expecting. I think I just had this bad image in my mind.
We're going to go back and grab some breakfast and then we're going to come out and explore more of this city later, because towards the evening is when it really starts to build up and apparently it gets pretty crazy. Because this city is so old, there's so many little alleys and it feels like you're just walking back in time. I look through here. Look at this. Mind the poo. We are back out in the chaos now, and honestly it feels even busier than earlier. It is a little bit overwhelming being here. Dodge the cow.
We are now back on the riverfront of the Ganges, and it doesn't seem to be busy at the moment. I think once we walk further up to the other ghats, it could be a bit crazy.
Yeah, I think the busiest area is in the north, and that's basically where we're going to be going as we walk along the riverfront.
But I have picked up a bit of a cold. I don't know if it's just from the dust and the pollution in India, but yeah, sorry if my voice sounds a little bit dodgy. It's so off-putting when I'm vlogging and people are staring so intensely into my eyes.
Yeah, there is so much staring in India. You don't get it in many other places as much, but here they just gaze into you, like genuinely stare at you. Yesterday I had a competition with this guy who was just staring at me. He didn't know it was a competition, but I had an internal competition. And after 10 seconds, he was still staring at me and I was staring at him. So I just had to look away because I felt so uncomfortable.
I am actually in a bit of shock right now because it feels so peaceful. It actually feels nice to go on a walk. And that is the first time I've said that in India, because honestly, I haven't felt great walking around places just because it's so busy and the traffic is terrible.
The traffic in Varanasi is terrible, whereas you come along here and it's actually quite nice.
We're walking through this area with a lot of tents, and I think this is where a lot of the sadhus are, maybe where they sleep. And these are the men we told you about earlier. Some of them are naked. As we walked past one of the guys, he was covered in ash. I could kind of smell it as he walked past me, like the ashy smell, which is slightly off-putting.
There is literally a naked man walking around
in the fire ashes.
In the fire ashes, like I've never seen anything like this. I've just checked on the map and we have just reached our first burning ghat. And as it kind of says in the name, This is a ghat where they burn bodies and they're cremated and then put into the Ganges. Now we're actually going to be heading further north to the largest burning ghat where the most cremations happen every single day in Varanasi. So it's going to get pretty crazy as we get further on, but we haven't seen any bodies as of yet. I don't want to get too much up close shots because you want to be respectful, but over there you can see the smoke coming out and I assume that's a ceremony going on.
It's a massive culture shock for me. I've never seen kind of dead bodies or a cremation or anything, but here it is just so normal. That is just what they do, and that's what people come here to do. They come here to die, and they are happy to do that. So it's kind of interesting seeing something that's so hidden from us be something so public here. It does kind of make you slightly uncomfortable, but it's interesting. It looks like it's about to get a bit busier up here.
There is so many people around. Look at the foot traffic we've got coming in, and as we leave this ghat and go over to the next one. In Varanasi, there are over 80 ghats aligned along the left side of the city. Walking along them, the crowd started to build as it came closer towards sunset. Losing each other would have been easy, but there is something we almost never travel without to ensure we keep ourselves safe and connected at all times. Over the last 3 years, Emilia and I have been using Nomad eSIMs to stay connected, and they are the best rated eSIM on the App Store. They have reliable data speeds in over 200 plus destinations worldwide, so you're going to stay connected wherever you go. Now, when I first began traveling 8 years ago, I ran into a problem trying to gain access to my bank account, which is obviously a big problem when you're traveling. And this was because I needed to receive a text message to log in from my home UK number. At the time, I was only using physical SIM cards, but once I was introduced to Nomad's eSIMs, I was able to keep my home SIM in my phone, being able to receive text messages from my bank and still have mobile data in any country I was visiting. We all love a deal, and Nomad are offering $5 off eSIMs if you use the discount code JOEL94MB. eSIMs in 2025 can be quite overwhelming as there's lots to choose from, but I've always found trust in Nomad as I feel they're putting the customer first with their affordable plans compared to other providers. And at the same time, their service is reliable as they've got partners with top tier global telecoms. If you're looking for the best plan at the best price, then I would look no further than Nomad. And obviously, do not forget to use my discount code JOEL94MB and you'll get $5 off your Nomad eSIM. I'll leave a link to Nomad in the description, and let's get back to the streets of Varanasi. Varanasi is actually a very popular tourist destination for Indians as well. I think there's over 5 million local Indians who come here because obviously they want to go in the Ganges, take a dip, because it is considered a very sacred river. And because there's so many tourists here, you obviously get loads of sellers who are selling all kind of stuff. So all these beads, loads of different stuff all along the banks. Back there, Emilia didn't look because I told her not to look, but I just saw something like very disturbing.
You're freaking me out. What did you see?
Basically, I saw the guy's body part, and then there was like something hanging and swaying from it, like attached to it.
What?
Honestly, didn't give it that much of a look.
What was hanging?
I don't know. I really didn't look that much, but
Okay.
it was just a little.
Okay.
Never seen that. Not on the streets. Not in public. Well, I don't think people do that in private either, do they?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking.
Those female sadhus, I don't know the correct term, they were so nice. They were kind of calling me over and like shaking my hand. They had me sit with them. They were saying something to me, obviously I couldn't understand, but it seemed like they meant well. And then we gave them like 20 and they asked us for 100, which is kind of crazy considering they give up material possessions and then they ask for quite a lot of money.
We're into our walking and our hiking and, go for little walks, but this walk is like nothing I've ever done before. Like, I've seen people covered in ash, like just things I've never seen before in the middle of the city by this river. Like, this place in India is like nowhere else. And if you want a crazy experience or visit somewhere completely different, then Varanasi is the place to come. We have just come up to have a little bit of a viewpoint of all the crowds all around here. We want to be a little bit honest on what we found out and what our hotel owner was telling us about. And a lot of the sadhus here, a lot of the crazy things that they're doing, is actually fake and they're not real sadhus. Apparently the proper sadhus actually live up near Rishikesh and in the Himalayas and live a very peaceful life and not asking for money. I almost want to think of it as like they're more like street performers than like general sadhus.
I would also say that here in Varanasi has been the worst in terms of men staring. I have never experienced it this badly. I feel quite uncomfortable even just lifting my head up. I feel like I have to look at the ground most of the time so that I avoid making eye contact with anyone, and I don't know, they just keep staring.
They don't even smile, they're kind of like staring at you, and like when they want a photo, rather than like asking politely, like some people are like grabbing me. What have we got here? A dolphin restaurant.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, this is cute. This is away from the chaos, but we can view the chaos.
It's quite nice to just get out of it for a second.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Wow, that looks good.
Thank you very much.
I know it's not very Indian local, but I've got a Kit Kat milkshake and I'm really happy about it. It looks really good.
This is my very first banana lassi ever in the history of Joel Friend. Oh, wow, that's really good. You know, like Nesquik, the Nesquik banana milkshake, as you have it as a kid? Kind of like that, but there's actual proper ingredients like yogurt and milk in there. I am a lassi lover after that. Back in the chaos now. Let's head towards the burning ghat. Hi. Hi. It is so busy right now. It is feeling like the most populated country on the planet, isn't it?
Yeah, I can smell onion.
Onions?
Yeah, really strong onion.
Some street food going on. Right now it is definitely busier than usual in Varanasi because of the Kumbh Mela. So a lot of people are coming here because of that festival. Whoa, look how many people there are here. Like, it is insane. And look how many shoes are down there. Are they all the shoes that have like washed up?
Why is there so many flip-flops?
That is crazy.
Keep your shoes on.
It almost looks like there's going to be a big crush here.
Yeah.
I feel like we should stay here until it chills out a little bit. Let's join this mayhem queue. See if we can get through.
Which country come from? Which country?
England.
England where?
Huh?
England where?
London.
London, yeah.
Here we go into a little bit of a crush.
Oh my gosh.
We made it through without too much chaos. I don't want to lose you. Make sure you stay behind me or grab my bag or something.
I've almost got lost a couple of times. One time I got a bit stuck behind Joel and then I had a circle of photo takers around me.
Yeah, I was vlogging, that's why I forgot. I didn't realise you just disappeared.
Forgot about me.
Here we are then, we have reached the destination that we've been trying to get to as we've walked along the left side of the Ganges. We are at the burning ghat, but not any burning ghat, the largest burning ghat. And this is where they cremate over 80 people every single day here. Oh wow, okay, I think I've just seen someone carrying a body.
I did just see, I think, a dead body going into the water. Like, not even cremated.
Really? Did you actually see it?
No, it was wrapped in orange.
In this ghat, the fires have said to be burning continuously for 3,500 years. Here, the bodies are dipped into the Ganges just before the bodies are taken to be cremated. Hindus believe that cremations on the banks of the Ganges help the soul attain moksha, meaning the end of cycle of death and rebirth.
Go this way? Okay.
Thank you.
Apparently we should go this way. So I assume all this wood here will be used, there's so much wood, will be used to burn the bodies.
To be cremated here in Varanasi is a great honour. Strangers are welcome to watch the cremation rituals and rejoice with the families that their loved ones have entered a place of peace and happiness.
As we were watching the flames, this guy came up to me and he said that these flames actually burn for 24 hours. So around the clock they are burning bodies, and behind the burning is actually a hospice, and apparently that's where people wait to die. So people who are kind of sick and elderly, they wait there for their turn. Generally, I just feel incredibly overstimulated. There's so many thoughts in my mind. Like, partly I just feel like I've gone back in time, maybe to like 13 BC. I don't know what was going on then, but it feels old. It feels crazy.
Like, I knew it was going to be intense coming here, but the things I've seen and the way it's done in such an old, ancient, crazy way is like, I'm never going to forget like this trip, this day. Just being here. Very shortly there should be a ceremony here. I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but it's some sort of ritual which goes on every evening here in Varanasi. Okay, I'm gonna do one. Hello. This was a...
One selfie. No. No, do not grab me.
The problem with the selfies are they just kind of grab you aggressively, and if we say yes once, then honestly like swarms of people come and kind of chase us, and it's not very nice.
The bells have just started going off. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I think it might be time for the ceremony.
Every day as the sun sets, the Ganga Aarti takes place. This ceremony is a prayer of gratitude to the Ganges. The bell ringing is to ward off the evil spirits, and is an offering of 7 elaborate gifts of light to the river.
After that ceremony, everyone's going in the water and like dipping down, and they're releasing these candles.
I think when you release candles in the water, it's said to give good karma. So that's why they've got like the flowers around them with like a little candle.
Ah,
It's quite cute.
maybe we should release one.
And that guy's releasing some old milk or chai into the
Oh
water.
wow, he is. He's washing his chai.
You just have everything going on at the same time. Like
Yeah.
a spiritual ceremony next to just like some guy cleaning his dishes.
So here we are, we just got these 2 candles. I gave the guy 50 and he gave us another one.
Yeah,
Really nice guy, brother.
they're so pretty.
They are so pretty. So we're going to release these and hopefully we get good karma
Yeah.
together. I almost feel like making a wish. I feel that's what we would do, but bye.
It's just really, really beautiful here at the front.
Especially down by the Ganges. Here it feels very calm, very spiritual. It felt like a cool little moment releasing that on the river.
We're just walking back along the ghats now.
We've seen online that there's actually 200 government-approved shops that can sell cannabis here, and about 4 or 5 times today, people have like come up to me trying to sell like cannabis, but they're doing it very on the sly, like just whispering it in my ear.
Hashish.
Hashish, as in what?
Smoke.
I'm not really sure why. Maybe someone can explain why in the comments.
Wow, what an eventful, crazy, overwhelming day we have had. We have just freshened up, taken all that ash which was on me and just in the air, all that smoke. Honestly, I think I smelled really, really bad. But let's talk about this crazy experience which we've had today, because it's not something which you experience every day, even as travelers like us.
I don't even know where to start.
We were talking about it earlier on the way back, and we were saying how this wasn't the best day of our travels ever, but it was one we will never forget, because it is just so abnormal to our regular lives and a lot of people in the West, and probably most people in the whole entire world's lives.
It's such a different thing. It's hard to describe how you feel about it, and I feel like you'd have to process it over a few days.
The whole city just feels different. It feels different from anywhere else we've been in India and anywhere else we've been in the world. It's just, I don't know, everyone kind of comes here either to die or to be blessed in the holy Ganges River. So it is a very special place. And if you are into weird, cool experiences, then you should probably come here. But it's not for everyone, that's for sure.
But there's a lot to learn as well. Like, if you really want to be able to understand Hindu culture, this is a great place to just absorb it in.
But the exciting news is we are heading away from northern India. It's been a wild time, hasn't it?
Chaotic is the only word I can use.
Chaotic, overwhelming, overstimulating, but we're heading somewhere totally different from Varanasi, like so different, and I'm very looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But we will see you in the next video where we are there. Bye guys!